So today we're going to let you know about the Hollywood Studios After Hour event in 2025.
And if it wasn't worth it.
Okay, I'm Brad.
I'm Kim.
And we're 626 Ohana, California. So let's go ahead and start with, well, you have to purchase the After Hours event. What is the cost?
So it's $155 to $185 per person, depending on like crowd level night's popularity.
Mm-hmm. And of course, if you are an annual pass holder or a DVC member, you do get a $30 discount for it. And the Hollywood Studios After Hours event runs from January 22nd through September 3rd.
So you can enter the park with the day guest starting at 7 p.m. And then the official time of the event starts at 9:30 p.m. and runs till 12:30 a.m. except for March 26th and April 1st, where it'll run from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m.
And so if you're already in the park during the event as an annual pass holder or your day guest, where do you get your bands that you need? Well, you will go across the street from Starbucks area. There's a little plaza area there that you can just grab your bands. It's actually nice and simple and easy to do.
If you hadn't, they'll give it to you when you enter the park in the front.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk what's included with this. Well, of course, snacks.
So that's going to include things like water, soda, popcorn, ice cream. So it's kind of a great way. It's unlimited. You could get as much as you want. And really, there wasn't too bad of lines for that.
No, they really had stands all throughout the park that were open so you could grab really easy. It was simple. One thing we do want to have a caveat on is that when we went, it was rainy and extremely cold for that time in Florida. So our times and everything else may vary a little bit from what is going to be in July.
Okay, so you can also get food for purchase if you were kind of still that end of the day and you wanted to eat late dinner. Anaheim Produce by Cuties will be open. Milk stand at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Woody's Lunchbox and Oga's Cantina will have some possible walk-up reservations available.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't gotten to Oga's and it's hard to get in at times, it might be your opportunity. Let's talk about what rides are available.
So there's 9 rides: Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, Alien Swirling Saucers, Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad.
Yeah, this may be your opportunity to be able to ride Rock and Roller Coaster a few times before we say goodbye.
So the other thing to notice about this list is those like live action stunts or stage shows during the day. The little films like One Man's Dream, that kind of stuff will not be open during the event.
Yeah, so they kind of limit to the bigger rides that you see there. So, I mean, that's kind of nice still. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about some other things that are open. That would be over in Star Wars Galaxy Edge, which would be the Droid Depot, and Savvy's Workshop may have walk-up availability as well.
So that's kind of a great thing if you've been wanting to do that. I know that walk-up is going to be the new wave coming up. So you never know if you're going to be able to get to do that. So it might be a nice opportunity. But of course, that does take a chunk out of times to ride or do the meet and greets.
Yeah, and so far we've been talking about, there's, pretty much a lot of the day stuff that you normally can do. Well, there's something kind of special about these events that they do, which is great, which are special meet and greets.
So while we're there, it included the White Rabbit, Thumper, Bo Peep, Mary Poppins, Bert, Mr. Penguin, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Chip and Dale. I think there was Jiminy Cricket and Geppetto. Mm-hmm. So it was really a great mix of some unique characters that are out.
Yeah, and of course those can vary depending, and there is a map that will tell you where every character is. It's just too big to list them all. Another thing to know is PhotoPass will be available during the event. Unfortunately, when we went, it was not available at the time due to they were still trying to figure out their lighting issues and everything
And there was
else.
some equipment or something that was back ordered. So they were thinking at the earliest mid-February until they weren't sure. So if they aren't available, then a cast member was there to take pictures with your phone or your cameras. And so that was kind of nice that they were there for you. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there's the regular PhotoPass locations that are still open around the outside of the park, just not with the character meet and greets.
Yeah, so you can get some pretty cool pictures at night with the park. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about some of our experience and of what we thought about the event. One thing we would want to recommend is if you want to go to Fantasmic during this event, is to go early.
So you'd want to come in at that earlier, like 7 o'clock time before the official event time, and try to go to the earliest Fantasmic time.
Yeah, you really don't want to waste that time for everything. Another thing that we saw, and bad thing, we were literally walking up to Rise of Resistance. There was a 15-minute wait when we did, and the ride went kapooey for the rest of the night. I heard that somebody may have lost their head.
Anyways, so basically Rise of the Resistance was down for pretty much our whole event, which was kind of it's subject to availability. It was kind of a bummer. We were hoping to get on at least once, but that's the way that cookie crumbled.
So that might be one of those rides you may want to get on early, but try to judge your times. So when they close the rides off at 9 o'clock, that there could be some day guests still in line. And if you're thinking of staying later to kind of sneak into the event, they were really checking every area you went to for your wristbands.
So during this event, we were able to get a lot done.
Yes.
We rode Tower Terror twice.
Yes.
Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith twice. We rode Slinky Dog Dash, and that was only a 20-minute wait, but we did ride that early, so there might have been a little... we might have waited later in the night. It would have been a little bit better.
We also got Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad done. We really hit almost everything. We didn't do Swirling Alien Saucers.
It was too cold out. We did the meet and greets, so that kind of mixed in with our meet and greets. So that was kind of our whole night. We did leave about 11:30, an hour early, so we definitely could have gotten a lot more done. But like we said, we were frozen popsicles at that point.
Yeah, we were literally just above freezing at Florida for that day when the event went, so it was really cold. So your times may vary.
So next, you might be saying, is this event worth it? So we're going to do a little comparison. It's a little off topic, but if you were to look at going to Hollywood Studios during the day, not only would you have to pay your admission price or have your annual pass, you could do something like the Lightning Lane, the multi-pass, and it was $151 that day. And let's say you wanted to add in that single Lightning Lane pass at Star Wars Rise of Resistance, which was $18 that day. So that'd be about $169. Or if you wanted to do that Lightning Lane Premier Pass to do all the rides once again, either of these options would be riding it once each ride, and that Premier Pass would have been $269 to $349, depending on popularity, crowds that day. Yeah. So you're looking anywhere from $169 to $349 to be able to do what you would able to do in this event. Plus, I think you get more done in this event than you would get with any of those passes, and Lightning Lane passes.
And also to note, the Premier Pass does not include your day ticket price in there, so it's actually going to be more for that Premier. So really, overall, we got a lot done.
We did.
And it was a great event to get through, and if you really want to do this right, so maybe take the pool day for the day.
Or sleep in and then do a 3-hour event, and that's kind of your more relaxing day.
Or you're like us, we're 3 hours difference West Coast time, so that sleeping in is kind of nice.
And plus, the event doesn't seem like it goes so late.
So overall, would we recommend this event for you to go to?
Absolutely, especially over a day you can imagine during summer it's cooler at night, less crowds, and just overall, what we could have done in a day, I'm not sure we could have. Or what we did at the event, I'm not sure we could have done in a full day at the park with day crowds. Yeah,
the only thing is again, like we said, is the shows are not running, so you won't have Indiana Jones, Beauty and the Beast, and different things like that. But if you're really just wanting further rides, yeah, definitely worth it. So if you're finding this video helpful,
please like,
subscribe,
and follow along with Arowana.
So yes, like we said, we would recommend to do this. This is a great event if you really wanted speed through those rides, and especially if you want to get Rock and Roller Coaster several more times before it closes. So with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and
find your magic. Bye, everyone.